Hello and welcome to episode 135 of the Daily Sales Message, where each and every single day for 135 days in a row now, I provide you with a piece of simple and actionable advice that's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff too. If you're new around here, my name is James Newell and I teach people how to sell. And I've basically turned sales and selling into a paint-by-numbers scenario. There's over 500 components to my methodology, and I've made it so simple that anybody with no experience, no prior selling knowledge, and a good fear of selling too, can follow my instruction and do really well and feel comfortable while they're doing it too. In this episode of the Daily Sales Message, as in every other episode of the Daily Sales Message, I'm sharing something with you today that is instantly actionable. It's easy to do, it's free to do. You can do it now. You can pause the episode now and start tinkering with it and seeing the result you get. And I call it price trickery. And there's a couple of different ways to do this. I'll link below to the page on my website that covers this in a bit more detail. But the example is this. Have you ever been to a restaurant? I presume you have. And on the menu, you see, depending on the restaurant you're at, you'll see the food and then you'll see the price. Some restaurants, the price is just the number. So rather than £7, it'll just be 7. Do you think that restaurant is more expensive or less expensive? More expensive. Correct. By removing the pennies and removing the currency symbol, that restaurant can give you more of a sense of things being higher value, more quality, more expensive, more so than if that was listed as £6.99 with the price symbol in there, with the pound sign. The point I want to make today is that whether or not you include the pricing symbol, whether or not you include the pennies, and the left-hand digit, so whether that's $6.99 or 7, it's only a penny difference, but $6.99 or 7, that'll make a difference in the mind of your buyer as to how they perceive the price. It's no coincidence that most of the prices that we see have a lower left digit, so rather than being £7, £6.99, because it feels so much dramatically cheaper because it starts with a 6 instead of a 7. So we make the presumption that it's a lot cheaper when in reality it's not really. So in your own offering and pricing and how you convey and communicate what you charge, I want you to start experimenting, depending on whether you have a higher ticket or a lower ticket offering, whether or not you include the pound sign, the dollar sign, wherever you are, the monetary currency sign, and all the pennies. Because whether you include them or whether you preclude them, that will make a big difference as to whether or not your offering is presumed as more or less expensive. And you see this all, maybe you've noticed before, but you see this all the time. Things that end in 99 pence, 97 pence, etc. Odd numbers, lower left-hand digit numbers. These are the things that make things feel more like a bargain, more cheaper, and a simpler articulation of the price. So just £7, but without the pound sign or the pennies, that can make it feel like a more expensive thing. Click the link below, check out the page on my website that explains it in a bit more detail, but give it a go, because by default, we communicate the price of our offering without a second thought. We just type in the pound sign and we type in the amount and that's it. But maybe there's a better way to do it. Well, that's it for this episode of the Daily Sales Message. Thank you for tuning in and watching or listening, depending on where you're at. Tomorrow, it's quite relevant actually. Are you watching this or are you listening to this? Because whichever one you're doing tells me a lot about you. It tells me the kind of person that you are. And that's what we're going to be covering tomorrow. Something that's really, really easily missed, really, really easily put right. And your buyers will appreciate you for it. Tune in tomorrow and I will explain all. If you haven't already, please jump on over to LinkedIn, connect with me, shoot me a DM, say hello, let me know your thoughts on the Daily Sales Message. You can even ask me a question if you want me to resolve an issue for you or answer a question in a future episode. I will be doing that. Once I have a few requests lined up, we'll go through a season of answering real world questions for people. Thank you for your time and attention as always, and I'll see you tomorrow for another exciting edition of the Daily Sales Message.